So Sony announced that retroactively, individuals who have signed contracts with them who have not recouped their advances are going to be able to start making money. They're just going to forgive their advance. I believe it's anyone signed for 2002, if I remember correctly, 2001, something like that.
I saw 2000.
2000. So anyone signed before 2000 who did not recoup their advances are going to be able to just be forgiven. I'll say right away, this is not going to become common. I doubt we see anyone else do this. A few reasons that you can think about this happening, or the reason why this happened. One, if you were signed before 2000, you were signed in the CD era. Your contract probably says you have to recoup off of CD sales or something along those lines. And that's not something that's going to happen anymore. Like, it's almost impossible. So for letting these people out, a nice way of saying, we understand you signed a contract that's no longer possible. The industry's changed. We understand that. Number two, we're not making enough money off of you for us to really care. Like, that's not much money at all. If you haven't been able to recoup $100,000 or even $50,000 advance at this point, we're not losing money. We've already lost it. That's written off. That's sunk cost. It's saving us on taxes if we just don't make it back. So we're better off just not making it back. Number three, it's still one of the big three, but it's not driving the industry anymore. Can you name anyone assigned to Sony, Elliot?
No.
Not exactly. Yeah. It's just not being pushed the way it used to be. Sony used to be the place to go. And now you have so many, Universal has so many smaller labels like Interscope, Quality Control, and stuff like that that's kind of running the hip hop rap industry. I don't know where Taylor Swift is signed, but I also know that Sony isn't what it used to be. And if you want to give artists a reason to sign with you and show them that you're different than the other big evil corporations in the world, this is a good way of starting. Obviously, this doesn't mean that next year they're going to forgive everyone 2001 and before, and 2002 and before. They probably won't. This does seem like a ambush on the media, trying to get everyone in their good graces and try to get people to go, well, maybe Sony's not bad to sign with because they may help me. They may see I'm struggling and help me. They probably won't, but it is a good attempt by Sony to portray their more artist-friendly, I guess, than other labels. I do think the bigger reasons are the tax deductions they can take. They're saving a bunch of money, and they're not losing much because they're still collecting money. They're just forgiving the advance, the recoupment period. Meaning, if you signed a 50-50 split, Sony's still taking that 50% on anything you make. And now they're giving you a reason to promote it again. So if you're an artist that stopped promoting their music because you're not making anything back, this gives you a reason to promote, and it gives Sony a reason to let you promote because they'll make some money off of it. No one has been let out of their contract. That's what's important to remember here. They've only been, their recoupment period has been forgiven, meaning if they owed $100,000, if they were $100,000 was invested in the artist, Sony no longer has to collect that $100,000 before the artist makes their split. That's all that Sony did. They just said, if you signed 21 years ago or more, you're likely not going to be able to recoup. So we'll let you have some of your royalties come in as money, as streams come in. It's a good passive income, but for these artists to have, especially if they weren't expecting it.
I think it's a good gesture. I wonder the intentions of the gesture. Like you said, is this kind of just a media move? But I know Sony in the past has had some well-publicized grievances with some of their big artists. Some of their big artists from back in the day, I was looking it up here. Michael Jackson, Prince, both obviously humongous names, but also both with notorious grievances with their labels. Prince wrote "slave" on his face for like a performance at the Grammys or something, as a way to like protest his contract situation. So, part of this making it a big thing is, hey, we're artist friendly. We understand maybe, we were dicks in the past. If they're not making enough money to recoup their initial investment at this point, 100% of the artists who are now affected by this in a good way, it's not going to change their life. Like, they might get an extra, $1,000 a month, maybe now, if that, because if their initial advance back in the day was $100,000 and they still haven't made it back yet, maybe you can get a coffee with the with the money you're going to get each week.